Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing flight video brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and now Flight Academy is over, but the fun does not stop here. We have another TTS game for you with myself versus Ben, playing a bit of Salvage, running the new standard loadout cards for First Order and the Resistance, trying out some of those new upgrades that have been graciously provided to us by the XWA. So let's have a quick look at those lists. What we have is Poe Dameron with Heroic, BB-8, Primed Overdrive Thrusters and the Black One title. We also have Stomeroni Starck, assuming we pronounced that right, with For the Cause, Accelerated Sensor Array and the R5X3 Astromech. We have Ronith Blario in the RZ2 A-Wing with Escort Fighter, Heroic and Starbird Slash. And rounding out the list, because we know Ben loves it so much, we have Vennie in the Republic Bomber with Perceptive Copilot, Dedicated Gunners and the Proton Bombs. On my side, we're also running the EOD ships. We've got Midnight in the TIE-FO with Determination, Targeting Synchronizer and Advanced Warning Systems. We've got Lieutenant LeHuse in the SF with Determination, Concussion Missiles and First Order Ordnance Tech. Scorch in the TIE-FO with Determination, Fanatical and Threat Sensors. Theta 4 in the SF with Determination, Barrage Rockets and Pattern Analyzer, and Theta 3 again in the SF with Seeker Missiles, Passive Sensors and First Order Ordnance Tech. And I will say one thing I do love is that Theta 4 and Theta 3 are the right pilot skills. They are both 4 and 3 respectively. That always bugged me a little bit about the Battle of Endor, that some of those numbered TIE fighters weren't the same initiative as their number. In fact, they were switched around with some of them. That kind of, it just threw me a little bit. But it's really cool to be able to play some of these new ships and see how they handle. Not gonna lie, when Ben sent me his list and I saw he was running the new EOD stuff, I was like, I'm gonna have to quickly throw a list together. So I'm, whilst playing, trying to figure out exactly what everything does. But we're gonna have a quick look now at some of these ships and what interesting shenanigans they actually have on there. So let's have a quick look at Ben's ships whilst we're waiting for this first approach from each pilot. So with Vennie, you get the ability while you defend, if the attacker is in a friendly ship's turret arc, you may change one focus to an evade result. Pretty standard for Vennie. But she also has the modular bombing magazine. When you drop a device, you may set a template with its middle line aligned to the hash mark on the base in your left or right arc, which is really frustrating if you happen to have bumped into Vennie because she's got right in your way. That's going to be that could be really funny with those proton bombs just going, oh, you bumped into me. Yeah, that's really going to hurt you. Also, she's got the dedicated gunner. So while you perform a primary attack, if the defender is in your turret arc, you may spend one focus to roll one additional attack die. After you perform a primary attack, you may perform a bonus turret attack using a turret you did not already attack from this round. So having Perceptive Copilot there, that's going to be very brutal. A very solid ship there. Obviously a lot of health. Going to be fun to try and take that one out because I need to try and do that quickly. Poe Dameron, pretty standard Poe Dameron there. He's got his usual ability with the charge to perform a white action, treating it as red. The S-foils on there, Heroic, BB-8, Primed Overdrive Thrusters and Black One. Nothing new there with any of those, just a solid classic Poe Dameron build. With Stomeroni, Starck, this is probably one of the most interesting ones. Set up, instead of a T-70 X-Wing dial, the ship uses an RZ-2 A-Wing dial. So you're getting a T-70 with an A-Wing dial. That is crazy. I mean, it's just, if you're familiar with the T-70s and you know what they're likely to do, suddenly that's out the window. You're going to have to remember it's got an A-Wing dial and it can do blue 5 forwards. It can just get around the board so quickly. That is absolutely insane. Stomeroni has for the cause, so while you defend or perform an attack, you may spend one non-blank result to choose a friendly, strained, or depleted ship at range 1 to 2. That ship may remove one strain or deplete token, which is going to be really good if you're going over gas clouds. Just in general, a really good, solid, supporting upgrade there. Accelerated sensor array. While you defend or perform a primary attack, if the speed of your revealed maneuver is 3 to 5, you may reroll 1 die. If your revealed maneuver is an advanced maneuver, you may reroll up to 2 dice instead. So really taking advantage of that A-Wing dial there. I love that. That's absolutely incredible. And R5X3, before you activate or engage, you may spend 1 charge to ignore obstacles until the end of this phase. Very aggressive there from Stomeroni. I really like that one. And Ronith Blario, while you defend a forward attack, if the enemy ship is in another friendly ship's turret arc, you may spend 1 focus token from that friendly ship to change one of your focus results to an evade or hit result. So that's going to pair up quite nicely with Vennie and the Perceptive Copilot and the Bowtie arc on there as well. We've got the Escort Fighter, which has 1 charge recurring while a friendly non-small ship defends. If you're in the attacker's firing arc, you may spend 1 charge to gain 1 strain token to add 1 focus result to the roll. So really trying to keep Vennie alive longer there. That's going to work really nice with Stomeroni's ability as well. But nice to see that. And obviously you've got Heroic, which it's a staple for your resistance ships. But some really interesting upgrades there. I love the synergy between some of these pilots, especially Vennie and Ronith. Stomeroni using an A-Wing dial is absolutely crazy. But just going back to the board a second, we can see that I have decided that Vennie is the target. Everything is turning in down there to try and take out that bomber. The double tapping ability on there is just so powerful. We've come up against Ben where he's used resistance bombers, particularly Vennie, before, and it did not go so well for us. So if we can try and get Vennie out early, not only is that a big 6 points on the board, but actually quite a large threat with the double tap and the placing of the Proton Bombs right next to them. So that looks to be where we're going, and we've got Poe and Ronith coming in on the flank, Poe just being as fast and as annoying as possible. Let's have a quick look over on my side at what differences we actually have with those first order ships. So looking at it, obviously Lieutenant LeHuse has got the determination talent on there. So while you perform a primary attack, if the defender is in your bullseye arc, you may suffer 1 hit to add 1 focus result. So clear determination there of, I really want to throw that damage through. Can be quite a reckless one to do, but I love it. It's just can be so powerful. With Midnight, Midnight's got the merciless ability there. While you perform an attack, you may choose another friendly ship at range 0 to 1 of the defender. If you do, that ship gains a strain token, and you may reroll a blank result. And we'll just have a quick look and see what the first attack is looking like. That looks to be Poe going into Theta 3. Ooh, target lock not doing much there, but hit crit. And plenty of evades there for Theta 3. Absolutely loving that long range shot there. Moving over to Midnight, who does have Bullseye on Vennie. Will we see Determination in play? There's no focus, so unlikely. I believe it looks like Midnight actually took the lock there. That is a shame. Would have been nice to have that focus. But leaving the lock in place and evaded there from Vennie. Range 3, giving the extra evades. Obviously, Midnight's also got the target synchronizer, so getting that lock in is going to hopefully benefit the rest of the squadron. And it looks like LeHuse is up next. Just about catching Vennie there, I think. Yes, catching Vennie and going with concussion missiles to get that extra dice and stop the range 3 bonus there for Vennie. Oh, that's a pole roll there from LeHuse. But he's got that focus, he's going to spend it keeping the lock. Ooh, 2 damage going in onto Vennie there. 2 down, 10 to go. Now, Stomeroni going in for Midnight. Ben is very familiar with Midnight, having run him in Flight Academy. Well aware of how frustrating Midnight's ability to lock and stop you from modifying your dice can be. Ooh, that was bad for Midnight. He is down to 2 hull at this point. Ugh, don't like that. Midnight is a big key piece for me and really want to try and keep her on the board as long as possible. Now it's time for Scorch to get a nice range 2 shot into Vennie. And looks like Scorch has actually taken the stress to roll 1 additional attack dice there. And we'll spend the lock. Just the 2. But that is shields down on Vennie now at this point. And we mentioned a bit earlier about the Merciless. Scorch does have Merciless, but that only allows you to reroll a blank. So with that focus, nothing that could be done there without spending that target lock. And as we know, you can't reroll a reroll. It's like it's going to be Theta 4 next. That is just in the range 3 bracket there. No munitions, so can't negate that range 3 bonus. And no way of modding that by the look of it. So very frustrating there. Shields down on Vennie, would like to really make the most of that, but Theta 3 is out of range, so it's going to have to switch over to Ronith Blario. Two versus an absolute wealth. So he's saying, yep, we'll just get rid of those dice. And here comes the attacks from Ronith, looking like, yeah, Midnight, already taken 2 damage, very prime target. Ben definitely wants to see if he can take out Midnight, so. And I'm fully okay with that. Just the one. Plenty of evade dice. Gets the evades that Midnight was missing earlier. And forward arc from Vennie has either Scorch or Theta 4. In terms of points, both 4 points, so Scorch has much less health than Theta 4, but does have more evade, so going to come down to which one Ben thinks is going to be the more priority target there. Oh, that's a good shot. 2 crits and a hit coming through. And that is all focuses. That's into Scorch, and Scorch has no mod. And I believe that was a fuel leak on the very first crit there. So that is Scorch one-shotted there by Vennie. Oh, for a focus token. That does hurt a little bit. Scorch, the TFO is obviously very handy. Scorch with the ability to add that extra dice would have been really nice. Get him in range 1. 4 dice attack against anything would have been lovely, but he is gone. Nice 4 points on the board for Ben there. Both players do currently have 1 objective captured for Salvage at the moment. Looks like Theta 4 and I believe Stomeroni are the ones with objectives at the moment. But just seeing, Vennie looks like going for the second attack is going into Theta 4 with the turret arc. Ooh, does get a shield down as well. A lot of damage output there from Ben. Scorch down, Midnight down to 2 hull, and Theta has taken a shield, all for the cost of 3 shields on Vennie. That round definitely favouring Ben so far. But as I said, let's have a look now. Whilst we're waiting for the dials and for the moves, let's carry on having a look at what this first order list is packing with the new upgrades for the EOD set. So with Midnight, Advanced Warning Systems is the modification on there. After you are declared the defender of an attack, if a friendly ship at range 02 has a lock on the attacker, you may perform a red evade action. Now, unfortunately, all of those attacks came from ships that I had not locked, so no red evade action there. So spreading those locks out could be quite advantageous if you're running Midnights. Obviously, we just saw Theta 3 and Theta 4 in action. So Theta 3 are pilot skill 3 Ooh, bump there from Theta 3 into the back of Midnight. Thought that would go past, but not quite. But let's have a look at Theta 3. So at the start of the engagement phase, if you have no green tokens, you may spend 1 charge to gain an evade token. We've got the new Seeker missiles. Spend 1 charge. This is range 2 to 3. 3 dice and you get 4 charges. During the modify attack dice step, you may spend up to 2 additional charges. Change 1 focus result to a hit result for each charge spent this way. That can be quite efficient. Also got the passive sensors on there and the first order ordnance tech. Scorch, no longer with us, but had Merciless. Didn't really help. And threat sensors, while you defend, if you're not stressed, you may reroll 1 focus result. Again, I went for aggression with Scorch, so Scorch was stressed because I got that additional dice in attack. And yeah, didn't really work out too well. But, you know, fortune favours the brave. Unfortunately, fortune decided not to favour me this time. Carrying on, obviously we've got Theta 4, so 1 enemy ship in your turret arc performs an attack, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, spend 1 charge from your missile upgrade to choose 2 attack dice, and the attacker must re-roll those dice. And we've got barrage rockets on there, which is going to give me 5 chances to do that, so that is really helpful. We've obviously got determination on there as well. So some really cool abilities and upgrades on those first order and resistance ships. Lovely to see some standard loadouts come for them out of the XWA, and loving what they're doing with keeping those all fresh and bringing some new life to some of those ships that we see quite often but just need a little bit of extra something just to make them a little bit different. And right now that first order net is getting, the resistance net is getting very tight on the first order there. Midnight having to slip through where he can, but everyone else is in a bit of a kill box. Those SFs need to do some serious work into Vennie before she gets to shoot, otherwise it's going to be quite painful for them, I feel. If I can take Vennie down, that's a huge piece off the board, a big score for me, and more importantly, a big double tap bombing platform that will be out of the way. But will Ben go straight for Midnight with Poe Dameron, or will he switch targets here? Obviously Midnight, range 3 through an obstacle, so a lot of dice, and does have an evade there as well. And also pretty much out of the fight, as it were. Midnight's not really pointing at anyone, so Theta 3 using their ability to get that evade token. Again, a little bit delay in how things are done. We're still with these cards. We've only really just seen them to start using them. But that looks like going into Midnight. Feel free to blank those one. That's not a blank card, that's 2 hits and a crit. Got the evade, so I need at least 1 other evade and hopefully not a terrible crit here, or just 2 evades would be absolutely lovely. Just checking through what kind of crazy shenanigans I've got there as well for this. And that's not going to be enough. That is going to be a very dead midnight, so that's going to be a hit crit going through and midnight off the board. Some very powerful shots from Ben. It's a very lackluster evade dice on my side. That's going to put Ben up to 9 points. There's 8 points on ship kills and 1 point on objectives so far. The one plus side is it means that Poe is obviously putting shot elsewhere from the ships that I actually have able to shoot. But it's going to be Lieutenant LeHuse, range 2 into Vennie. And let's see if I'm spending a charge and going for those concussion missiles just for the extra dice, or if I'm going to use determination. Looks like we are using the new determination to add a focus result, which has turned into a bit of a result there because I do have that focus. So that is going to be 3 hits onto Vennie. It's a blank out. That is all 3 damage going into Vennie there. Happy with that result. Still a lot to do to take Vennie out. Need really good results from the other 2, but down to 6 health on Vennie. Oh, that's a really good shot back from Ben. Just the 1 damage onto Theta 3 there. Having that evade definitely paying off. And oh, is that in bullseye for Theta 4? Not really going to make much of a difference with bullseye, but again, using determination to add that focus result, range 1, going to have 3 dice to roll. Double crit, absolutely brilliant. Spending that focus, so definitely 2 crits going through on to Vennie there. Oh, getting that focus. So having to spend one of the Perceptive Copilot focuses, but double crit. And the first one is a fuel leak, so still getting 3 damage through. And the last crit there is a console fire, so down to 3 with a console fire. So if Theta 3 can get 2 damage in, and that console fire plays well, that could be quite fun. So just 2 dice up against Vennie here from Theta. Oh, only the 1. Nothing to re-roll that with. Oh, that's disappointing. It was looking really good there for a second. The dice were definitely rolling in my favour there. But Vennie will survive this. We'll need to see if she's going to take damage from the console fire, but oh, Vennie's going on the attack first. Targeting Theta 3 for the range 1. This could be incredibly brutal. I will take that roll. Just the one. That is, you don't often see that from red dice, but I will take that any day. Nothing to modify that with. Getting the evade. Theta 4 is wiping their brow and their cockpit there. That was unexpected, but a very happy result there. Now I'm going to be the second shot, which is much better. 3 hits coming through, so there's at least one guaranteed to go through onto Theta 4. Theta 4 spending one of their charges to force a reroll of 2 dice. That is absolutely ideal. Forcing the reroll from 3 hits down to 1 hit overall and getting the evade. That is, I like that ability. I like that ability a lot. That can probably stay for me. That was really handy. It's not often you get ones where you can actually affect your opponent's dice like that. The one I can think of is L337. Ben's used that against me to very good effect. So it was lovely to be able to use that in response. And not a great turn. Obviously, we lost Midnight, which was bad, but everyone else weathered an absolutely incredible storm there. Let's see what the console fire result is going to be. Would love another damage. It's a blank, so no extra damage on Vennie, but we've got Vennie down to 3 hull, so very close to going down. Lost Midnight, less than ideal. Currently 10 points to 2 in Ben's favour, and he now does have Poe and Stomeroni coming in a really nice position against my SFs. So this could be very tricky, but still in a good position to potentially get Vennie down. And looks like Vennie is about to drop one of their Proton Bombs. Now, we love playing on TTS, but when it comes to placing devices, it can be, if it follows all the standard rules for device placement, really easy, but not always so easy when you get some interesting shenanigans such as this one, putting it on the side. But that is a great spot for that Proton Bomb to go completely forgetting that that was a thing. Obviously, new ship cards, new abilities, easy to not always be 100% sure on what is going to happen, but that is a great spot for that Proton Bomb. However, that could be dangerous for Vennie there. Theta just doing a K-turn. She's obviously going to keep Ronith and Vennie in arc. Let's see where Theta 4 and LeHuse are going to end up, because as I said, that is the one which we need to keep an eye on. How will they be in range of that bomb? Will they be able to reposition themselves out? That is a sloop from Theta, so definitely not going to be able to maneuver their way out of that. They will be definitely taking that Proton Bomb. And so will LeHuse. Lovely flying. Both of them getting over Vennie and definitely ensuring shots, but going to be taking that Proton Bomb, which is unfortunate. But they all have higher pilot skill than Vennie, so hopefully between the three of them, if Poe doesn't have something to say about it, they should be able to take Vennie out, which will mean that Vennie won't be able to use won't be able to get any shots in. They won't be able to do any double tapping because they would have to use that rear arc with the bow tie. But yeah, that bomb is going to catch LeHuse, Theta 4 and Vennie there. And we're just going to try and see if we can actually figure out how to get rid of the circle there when the bomb is taken away. Again, another cool feature. Can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but Vennie is taking a hull breach. Still trying to find out how to get rid of that area of effect for that bomb. We do manage to get rid of it. Can't remember exactly how. Just trying to find the right place to click and disable that. But so far, hull breach on Vennie. That's not a bad result, because if console fire triggers, that will be a crit. So obviously we had some damage on LeHuse and Theta as well, both losing a shield. Theta 3 using their ability to get an evade in there, which is probably going to be quite important because it looks like Poe has got a range 1 shot into Theta 3. 4 hits as well. Definitely going to need at least 1 evade and that token minimum. There we go, keeping it alive, keeping Theta alive on one hull. The shots when they've been coming in have been brutal in this game. Obviously doesn't help that I've been damaging myself where possible to try and get some extra shenanigans in there. But you get a new bit of tech and it's too exciting not to use it. Hit crit into Vennie, so definitely that will be Vennie down there. Double crit because of the hull breach. There we go, just waiting for that last card to be drawn, so yeah. Oh, that was a direct hit at the end as well there. Lots and lots of cards pulled out for Vennie there, but a big 6 points on the board for me, really closing that gap up there, because it was not looking great. 10 points to 2 towards the end of turn 4 was looking a little bit bad, but closing that gap up, now bringing it down 10 to 8. Just need to see if I can keep some of my ships alive for the rest of this. Oh, a good shot from Storm there. And that is Theta 3 down. The gap was closed up nicely, but it is opening up again. 14 to 8 in Ben's favour. And now it's 2 SFs versus 2 T-70s and an RZ2. Is it still a T-70 if it's using an RZ2 A-wing? Is it now a T-70 A-wing? It's like a very, very bulky A-wing. I mean, again, the idea of having a ship using a different dial is just absolutely, it's really cool concept. Not something we've ever seen, but I absolutely love that. Just someone is that reckless, they're able to push that ship in that way. But on the A-wing, we have just taken a shield off there. Looking at end of turn 4, Theta had to drop the objective due to the Proton, so it's 15-8 in Ben's favour. Ben's ships are very healthy at this point, so that is going to be very tricky for me through no fault of my own, but my own determination. My ships have taken a fair amount of damage, but oh, that's so aggressive from Stomeroni there. Leaving a very small pocket of space for those FOs, the SFs to potentially go into, but Theta has crashed straight. Oh no. Did Theta just land that? There is no bump marker on the ship. I think Theta has actually just landed that. That is absolutely crazy. Yep. Taking the token, Theta has landed it, but LeHuse does not land it. But due to the speed of the move, that bump does originate with Stomeroni, so no need to roll for damage and can take the red focus on there, which I am definitely, with Poe moving up as he is, I am definitely going to need that red focus. I really need to hope now that Poe doesn't just take out one of my ships, leaves me with something to actually play with, because I'm going to need all the firepower I can get against at least one of these ships. I mean, points-wise, Poe Dameron, 6 points. Definitely going to be worth going for, but at the same time, Stomeroni as well. That's not a bad shot from Poe. Yeah, 3 coming in, so 1 definitely going through. This looks like it's into Theta. Looks like I was trying to do Theta's ability, but again, obviously rereading it. First time using it, rereading it, realizing, nope, can't do that. Oh, but that is... got the focus. Do I spend the focus now or save it for attack? Nope. Looks like that was into LeHuse anyway. So taking that damage. So that shield and hit LeHuse down to 2. And determination being spent there. Big shot. Got the focus results. 4 hits here. All 4 going through. That is on to Stomeroni there. And Stomeroni does not have heroic, so no rerolls there. Just again, checking what Stomeroni might have to get around any of that. Also having a look at Ronith's ability, but only works on non-small base ships, so that is going to be 3 shields and a damage onto Stom. Great start. So Stom will get a chance to have a shot against Theta first. Does have that focus. Could spend it for 2 hits. I think that might actually, could be just all going to LeHuse there, to be honest. 1 damage, so yeah, that's going into LeHuse. He is still up. Can Theta, who is using determination as well, going super aggressive with this list. Gotta get a good result. So 2 focuses and a crit. So spending that focus, guaranteeing the crit going through. A blank out here in Stom's dead, only 1 evade and just the 1 evade. So hit crit, it all comes down to the crit now. What is it going to be? It's not a direct hit. Looking at it, I believe that's a weapons failure. Yes, weapons failure. A little bit late for that to take effect. Direct hit would have been absolutely lovely, but that is also an objective drop there because of the crit on Stomeroni, so no objective is going to be scored this round. Final attack is going to be from Ronith. Can that A-Wing take out Lieutenant LeHuse and effectively end the game here? 2 hits. Good start for Ben. 3 evades. The game continues. 15-8 in Ben's favour. 3 ships hurting very much. Stomeroni's on 1, LeHuse is on 1, Theta is on 3. It's very tight. Ben can win this fairly quickly if he's able to target and take out LeHuse. I've got a lot more work to do, but if I can take out Stomeroni 15-3, that brings that up to, if I can also cap, and objectives could play a big part in that, but this is going to be very tough with very limited resources on my side and very limited health to see this out, but we're definitely going for it. I mean, if you've got an upgrade like determination on your ships, you've got to go for it, right? You've got to be determined to try and win. Ronith just staying out of the fight a little bit there. Now let's see, where are Theta and LeHuse going to try and go to? I've got the initiative, so let's see, with Theta moving away, grabbing the target lock, just seeing if perchance we still have Stom in arc. Oh, he's gone the other way, cheeky. Fully appreciate that move. Ben had a 50-50 chance of moving Stom in the right direction to get him out of there. Has chosen right versus Theta, but is LeHuse following or is LeHuse going the other direction? That is the question. Oh, the net has been cast. LeHuse has gone the other way, so he is Still potentially in with a chance of having a shot at Stom. Where is Poe going to go, though? Poe could potentially ruin this party if he's doing a K-turn or another advanced maneuver. Oh! Small maneuver, bumping into LeHuse, still has the opportunity to absolutely ruin my party and win this game with a range 0 shot. Now, I don't have much luck against T-70s. They do tend to have my number, so let's see. No mods available for no mods available for LeHuse. LeHuse has just used his ability to grab a lock on a ship that was locked by a friendly. Hit crit, need perfect dice here. Paint, and LeHuse stays up. Ooh, there is so little paint on those two blanks. That is LeHuse down. Hit crit, no chance of a shot on Stom. That is going to be a big big point score. 4 points more there for Ben, taking it 19 to 8. So it does mean we will actually have another round because LeHuse is only 4 points. I was looking at the wrong number under his title. And not a particularly great shot into Poe there from Theta 4. But no objectives. We go back to dials, 19 points to 8 in Ben's favour. I have one single ship still up. And if Ben can capture 2 objectives, there will be nothing I can do about this. But right now, I'm playing for moral victory. If I can take Storm down, that will make me happy. All that effort put in, will Ben give me that opportunity to take Storm down? Looks like Poe going for BB-8 there. And using the primed overdrive thrusters as well. So yeah, a 2-speed barrel roll across there. You can take the stress or you can choose to take a strain. I mean, taking that strain is actually quite handy as well, because if you don't want to have to dial in a blue maneuver, having that strain, you can still do those red maneuvers or white maneuvers, and it's just going to be quite helpful. But Ronith coming in back into the fight after getting a little bit distracted. Now trying to determine what kind of move that Stom will do. It's going to be so tricky here. and I have to move first, so I can't react to what he does. So going in tight and sticking there, hoping that that net is wide enough to catch Stom. Oh, I think maybe a 2-harp would have been better. Oh no, this could be good. This could work out all right, actually. It is an obstructed shot. Still ignoring that we've got Dameron there to worry about as well. So that is now definitely an obstructed shot. Looks like it's going to be range 3 through the obstacle, so a lot of green dice. But we've seen the green dice absolutely blank out. Right, let's see what is Poe going to do. This is the important bit. Go. Oh, brilliant move from Poe after doing that black one, primed overdrive thrusters, barrel roll, moving himself over so that he can get that nice turn back in. Lock, spend the charge, focus. Range 2. 3v2, could survive this. It's going to be 3 hits. I need paint. That is paint. So meant to spend the focus, not re-roll that. So 1 damage onto Theta, who the overlay is not quite up to date. There we go. The overlay is up to date now. Theta is down to 1, so let's have a look. Range 3 through an obstacle. No way to modify this. 2b4 and Stom has a focus there. 2 hits, a blank out, no paint please. Can we take him out? That's a lot of evades. That is rather disappointing. Stom will survive. No. Final shot, trying to get that arc sorted on to Ronith. Does he have no range? So we do go on for 1 final turn. Theta is on 1 hull. So it's a case of just play this final turn out. Can I take Stom down? Can I guess where he's going? Can I make it look a little bit more respectable than 19-8? Can I hit double figures? All Ben needs to do is take 1 objective, and then that is going to be the 20 points for him. Or if he takes an objective and takes out Theta, that would be 24 points. So he's definitely got the tools there. I mean, Poe Dameron is more than likely going to take Theta out before Theta gets a chance. I want to see if I can catch Stom and get him in the right spot. I do have initiative again, which is not ideal because it means I will not be able to react to wherever Stom goes, but there is an aggressive push up there from Ronith, not even bothering with the objective, just going for that boost. One bank, going for the focus. Thinking maybe a barrel roll could have been, oh, yeah, a barrel roll probably would have been better there, as Ben can easily barrel roll Storm out of the way, just thinking I'm not likely to get another round out here. We've only got 6 minutes left to play, so... Oh, but Poe... going that way instead. Seeing, will that boost come round? I mean, he's got the double barrel. He's got the boosted barrel roll. I mean, do that barrel roll, get right in behind Theta 4. I don't see any way that Theta 4 survives 3 resistant ships going at them. I mean, crazier things have happened, but Poe has got the focus. There we go, there is the barrel roll. The death knoll is ringing for Theta. Theta 4 has put up a valiant fight though, survived all the way through to round 8, where other First Order ships have fallen dramatically. So let's see, is Poe going to be the one to do it? Oh, needs to spend the lock. And with that focus, that is going to be game. Oh, gonna make him reroll first. Oh, okay. So goes for a focus and a crit 2. Doesn't matter. That is Theta 4 down. That is going to be game. Very well played from Ben there. 23-8. Your final score. I will say I do love these EOD cards. Definitely worth having a go. Going to try and fly them a bit more. Get a bit familiar with those extra abilities because there is some very cool shenanigans in there. Absolutely brilliant game. Big thank you to Ben for joining us on TTS to play that. And guys, big thank you to you for watching this game. Brilliant to have you on board with us as always. Guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.